Hello, 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 hello. It's Tuesday. In case Bav's watching, it's Tuesday. Just letting Bav know it's Tuesday. It is Tuesday. I'm on time, Bav, I'm on time. Check it in, Bav, I'm on time. Such good news. Right. Hey, Pooja. Pooja runner. Pooja! Pooja is here. She's everywhere. Pooja is here, there, and everywhere. She's waiting for hello. That's me. Hello. I'm always saying Halo. You eating Halo ice cream? Flurry Mills is joining us, Helen from UFit. It's Tuesday. It's a lovely Tuesday. Nazreen, you're having Halo ice cream. Is that where we're going? Halo. Can see my halo. Halo. Love a bit of Halo ice cream, mate. I've not tried the new lollies yet. Someone needs to tell me it's really good. Kate is here. Hey, Belly. Gonna let you in on a secret. I tried a new coffee situation today. I'll not keep letting you in on secrets, but I found out about the whole putting the wrong gel on putting the ibuprofen gel that's for external use inside my mouth. Hey, Heather. It was a very so Bad found out about that, and then the other thing I'll secret I'll let you on was, other than ingesting things that are seriously poisonous and burning my entire throat system. Still very unwell. I also tried a new coffee today. I probably tried a setting that was far too strong. I also bought myself some very spanking new coffee beans from a very well-known coffee shop at a level that is nuclear, so I don't expect to be sleeping for days. I only had one coffee. I feel like we'll be awake for the next century. So yeah. Little secrets. Whew. But it's made me remarkably thirsty, which is quite good that today's live's about water or water. If you haven't had the amount of throat burning, 3rd-degree burns, and or caffeine that I've had today. Hello, Nosh. So I'm going to try to do... Oh, wait. Still going to try to... Technology will not define me. This is what I'm saying. Technology will not define me. I feel it will reject me. I will not be defined by technology. Oh, so let me go some live today. Being that we're mainly surrounded by water today seems quite convenient because we've had a serious amount of rain going on today. I want to go through some facts and drop some fact bombs about water, what to expect, what does it do for us, how much, because always goes this, how much water should I have, Helen? How much? Tell me. What is the secret? How do I know how much water to have? Hey, Avni. I'm going to tell you some secrets. Some secrets about water and weight loss. Don't spread them anywhere, because this is just for you guys and the internet, of which nobody pays any attention to anything on the internet, so we'll be okay. It'll just between me and you and a few other 1,000 people. Apart from that, it's just us. And then why? Well, what to see is a female cycle. Why it's why we talk about it. Bally's already picked up on something. Why we talk about it in terms of fat loss. Bally, that's a bench talking to you. UFit Studio is literally a building, Bally. So the thing is that ironic about this is that some of our coaches, i.e. Heather, cannot use technology. However, our studio itself is fantastic at using technology. Between the combination of a dumbbell and a bench, they just kind of use their phone to send me messages. Brilliant. Nazreen's like this. Nazreen, you're jumping the gun there. Nazreen's like, 3 litres! It just makes no sense, the conversation, Nazreen. It could be anything we're talking about, and you're just shouting out like it's like a quiz. It's like the quiz game of what should you have in terms of water? 3 litres. Put your arm up, Nazreen, like Kate. If you want to ask a question, and and I will tell you. It's like, yeah. Avni's like, the weights are talking. Yes, they are. Avni, it's a combination of lots of things working together to press the little buttons. I mean, it's taken them some time to write, because obviously you can see UFit Studios not responded as yet to how they're managing it. Nazreen, I feel like we're playing a generation game. What was it when they do this? Says how many words? What was your top answer, Nazreen? Water! 3 litres! Keep going, Nazreen. Just keep throwing out words like Tourette's to do with water or hydration, and I could play this game all night. It literally could go all day. Please do. But at least, if anyone's reading these comments, it seems to make no sense whatsoever. But at least shouting it's a dumbbell, and Nazreen's going, water! Guess the topic of this live. I gave it away. It's not a bench, it's Heather. I can't use technology, but I do like to push you in there. I'm sure, Heather, by the end of this, /UFit Studio. Family Fortunes, thank you, Avni. We're playing Family Fortunes. Technology 1, Heather 0. Agreed. Let's get on with the topic, shall we? Because we spent 6 minutes in total trying to work out who UFit Studios and playing the game of Family Fortunes when no one appears to be winning by just shouting random words at me. Love this. I do love lockdown. Play this game all day with you guys. So, here's a fact bomb. Firstly, Daksha Chauhan's joined us. That's not the fact bomb. Hi, Daksha. So, here's some fact bombs for you. So, if you're thinking about the average human being, about 55 to 60% made of water. That's a fair bit of water. If you're a baby, guess this, 75%. Like a little baby, it's made 75%. So little Noelle, Sam's at once, 75% water. Mainly tears of crying, I imagine. So 75%. Although actually, I will come back to it later. Some of us females may feel that percentage might rise at certain times of months. So we're about 80 to 90 to 150% made of water for various reasons, which I'll touch on later. So yes, generally speaking though, as an adult personage, male or female, 55% to 60% water. So quite a lot. So it's everywhere though, that's the thing, because it was like, oh, where is it all? Well, it's everywhere. I mean, brain cells, blood, bone even, which I think is fascinating. Water in your eyes, water in your bone. You've got water in your bone. Something like 20% of bone is made up of water, 20 something. It's quite a lot, really. There's a lot going on if you think that 60% of you is made of water. It is everywhere, right? So what does it do? A lot. If I'm going to be honest, a lot. So it dissolves a lot of chemicals within the body, like the ones I ingested yesterday accidentally. Transports a lot around the body. Lubricates, love that word, but it is what it does. Makes your joints not squeak. Lubricates. Keep saying it. Regulates temperature, that's a good one, right? If you be sweating, that'd be what we're doing. I feel like Claire's on here, click on West Country. So that's what it does. And provides minerals to your body. It does a lot. Water does a lot, right? So it's good to have it. Importantly, when you're thinking about what's right for an individual, it's about fluid balance. So if you have there's some clients who tell me they just don't sweat. Do you ever come across this? People say, I don't sweat. And I feel like it's my personal duty for all humanity to make that person sweat, so I know I can somehow make them get water back in by getting it to come out. It becomes an obsession. If you ever seen in the Met class, I'm like, I don't think you're working hard, you're not sweating. And they go, I don't sweat. I'm like, oh, you have just given me a personal target for the next 40 minutes. Like if I can get a gloss of sweat, I feel like I've achieved. If I see them have to sip to get it back in, I'm like, yes! Liquid balance or fluid balance. So it's a balancing game, right? And it varies from person to person. Like if you need to balance your fluids for reasons like body temperature, homeostasis, we love that word. I love that word. I know when Jill Lindley's worked out, she's just in the shower. She needs to fluid balance a lot. Jill needs a lot of water to balance her fluid because she sweats. Glows. That's what they say, isn't it, lady? You glow, not sweat. We glow. So we get Nazarene. I'll bring you back in now for this question. She's going to shout a number at me again. But I've seen a lot of comments coming up. How much is the amount of water that someone is meant to have? Nazarene shouted 3 litres in there so prematurely right at the beginning of this. Heather saying / Uvis GJ, sometimes I hear that in Met, then they sweat. Yeah, they sweat because it is like this is a little, let me give you another tip, a little inside tip. Don't ever say to you fit coach, I don't sweat. I just don't sweat. No, Helen, I am working hard. I don't sweat. I thought, yeah, red flag bull. Just, if you have to, get some water and throw it in your own face and then turn around going sweating without seeing it, please, anything, just to defer, because I just feel sorry for your soul, because we will make you sweat somehow, even if we make the whole class sweat until they finish off. Oh, so Pooja's saying 3 litres minimum. Oh, I have some chances of 3 litres. Okay, now, guidance. I don't have a calculator, so I've done the pre-maths. Can I start with that? And please don't throw numbers at me, because I don't have a calculator in front of me, so I will melt. She says, I found one ages ago, and then it disappeared again during some point of lockdown. I think my cat stole it. I think they're devising an evil plan, so they took my calculator again. It's not the first time they've done it. However, the guidance is done, right? If you think about it, it's relative to the person. So if it's your body water is made of 55 to 6% of water, and you are balancing the output of water to the input, it then stands to reason that the water amount for someone to aim to is different between person to person, and it's based on overall weight. Because if you consider, if someone's 100 kilos and it's going to be the balance of water for an individual is 55 to 66% of an individual, there's 100 kilos, it's going to be different to somebody who's 50 kilos. 50 kilos, 50 kilos, 50. It's not exceptionally high because the amount's low, it just went squeaky. So again, the secrets. Shh, no down. So if you're thinking about working out your own personal water that we give in terms of what's right for a balance, you would take your weight in kilos and times that by 30 to 40 millilitres per kilo. This is where here's one I made earlier. Proviso, right? I don't do maths. We know this. I count, again, to recap, I can't count to 4. 4. I don't do maths. It's too above my level. So if you are 50 kilos, so if you're 50 kilos, it's 1.5 to 2 litres of water. And if you're 100 kilos, it is 3 to 4 litres of water. So somebody's like, they're all getting, I can hear the cat, Gribble my phone. Wait, say that again. So if you are, oh no, see, because I'd have to have a calculator here. Just why? Oh no, I can't use my phone. There's people on Instagram watching me. So basically, take your weight in kilos, times it by 30 or 40, and that is how many litres you doth need for you to create a water balance for your body. Now, some of you are going, I can hear, but why did they say 3 litres? Why 3 litres when we started the challenge? Everyone got 3 litres. Mainly because most of y'all, when you started working with us, didn't drink any water at all. So, not many people got to 3 litres. Bally, if you're having 4 litres, I feel concerned for your safety. Ooh. So I'm just saying 3 litres a day, aim for 1.5 for a day, then 1.5 to midday. Yes, well, that's... Pooja's also 3 litres minimum. More does not mean more, FYI. Now, as you're saying, what is that? If you have a drum full, is that okay? Yeah, a full... How big is the drum, though? I guess that is a concern. Hey, Ruth. Rufio! Roof. Mauve's in the house. Moving. I'm not seeing Mauve for ages. Thank you. It's giving me a little bit of a cheer up, Mauve. So, Let me recap for people still going, I don't understand. Weight in kilos, right, times 30 to 40. I mean, if I really think someone is pushing, I'll say 50. I mean, that is me being a little bit much there, but usually I'll say 30 to 40. It's about right for someone's own. And remember, it's if you've got an overall total body weight, it stands to reason that as you start to lose weight, you need less. So, what you might say next? But what if I have more than that? Then is it dangerous? I heard that it's dangerous. I would say it's preferable to stay within a reasonable amount if you consider your total body weight. I've had 2 cases in my lifetime as a coach where 2 individuals are having 7 litres a day. The mind boggles. I'm still appalled now thinking, how did they? It's a lot. It's a lot to manage. Perception of water is very interesting as well, right? Because lots of people say, no, I'm definitely having 2.5 to 3 litres. And I'm like, okay, what's the measurement of your bottle and how many times you're filling up? And they're like, oh, I don't know because I'm having it in pints. Yeah, okay. So it's always good where possible, just if you really, really want to get an idea of it, is to get a bottle that's actually measurable. Like an actual round litre is always useful. Well, it's 7.5, like 750 is the ones all over the place, right? I mean, there is one particular client, I don't even know what size it is. I think it's like a 5. It's so big, it's literally like you could squat with it. She has to use 2 hands to carry it. It's not even like a normal one where you could, like, you know, the big ones. I mean, it's big, it's bigger than the big. It is like Nazreen said, it is like one, like, I feel that she can't even pick it up from the floor when it's full. She has to kneel down to sip on it. It's brilliant. I mean, if you're going to commit to that amount of water, you're committing. I don't know what she's committing to. She does it though. Back to the 7 litre folk. Is that a great approach? I mean, fantastically, these 2 individuals have massively just adapted their bladders to it, which is probably the main bit that boggles my mind. They've been doing it for quite some time. In both cases, though, it came to the crunch, and actually we talk about regulating temperature, and minerals are actually kind of washing a lot out of the body. So actually to bring it down was a healthier option for those individuals. So again, that's a nice, simple way, secret, okay, to work out what's right for you in terms of water. Now, here's the biggie, because I hear this a lot when it comes to water, and this is how it relates to water and weight loss, even though it's technically not what I'm about to say is to do with water. Oh, it is, really. So it's a common thing I hear from clients, relatively new clients, and it will usually go along the lines of, I did really well on the following approaches to my food. Oh, let's see if I can write them all down. There's a few of them. Oh, Lighter Life. That's a good one. Or I suppose I shouldn't really... Or any meal replacement. I'd just say meal replacement approach to nutrition. Just writing it down. What else is good? Paleo. Paleo's a good one. Don't we say, oh, I did really well on paleo. I lost a lot of weight in paleo straight away. Yeah, I did a lot of it. Low carb. Low carb's another one. I was going to say, because no one does it anymore. Atkins is another one. I'm just writing these all down just to remind myself. So if I'm meeting a new client or I'm talking to a new client, generally they'll come and they'll say, when we start talking about nutrition, I say, okay, what have you done before? And they go, oh, I did really well on these ones. And they'll probably list off, on average, probably 2 of those, to be fair, over a course of a lifetime. Like if they've tried lots of things before they come to us, they'll go, oh, I've tried these. I dropped a stone in a day. Okay, that's good. How did that work for you long term? Oh, I put it all back on. Okay. And then there's something about all of these approaches to food that share something which relates to water, and that's that they're all a low carbohydrate approach to nutrition. And what that does is automatically drop out someone's water when they get onto a scale quite quickly, actually. Relatively speaking, all of those do, because you're not having carbohydrates, and carbohydrates have water in them. There's 4 grams of water per 1 gram carb. No, they mean more. That's as mathematically as we're going to get. Please don't ask me more questions about that. Basically, carbs are water in. So if you passes your rice, bread, a little bit, they have water in, actually, right? So what happens is that when individuals go onto these approaches, what will happen is the water drops out. So when you get on the scales, they go, oh, I have lost a pound in an hour. Every hour for the next hour. That's a bit dramatic. However, it is you will find people will initially, if you've ever been around somebody or done this yourself, right? I'm not discounting that some of the people watching this have done this, and we'll go, oh god, that was really successful. Didn't keep it on. Why? Because at some point in their existence, they eat carbs again. Of course, I mean, because who doesn't like? I'm Kate. Who doesn't like carbs? Me. I love carbs. Everyone loves carbs. Come on. For a long term, everyone loves carbs. It's like saying you may never have carbs for the rest of your life, and see the light from people's eyes wither away and oh. Even with the best intention, with all of these approaches, at some point, if you think about the meal replacement liquid approach to stuff, I mean, at some point somebody wants to chew. I literally had that as a feedback from somebody I worked with in a previous role. She was on a meal replacement for 2 years. I'm laughing, that's really mean to laugh. I mean, she was not even consistent, let's be honest. And that's what she would say to me. She'd say, Helen, you know what this thing about this food plan that I really dislike? As I was it, it's just, I just want to chew. I don't even know what to say. I think I reacted exactly the same. We were really good friends. I was literally sat next to her for the whole of this experience. She was actually my manager. God, it was a difficult time, especially if you had to come to like an annual review or something, and she was literally chewing on a pencil for substance because I haven't chewed anything for hours because I've just been swallowing. I'm laughing. It's not fun for those people. However, at some point they're going to want to choose something, and when they decide to choose something, it's unlikely to be anything other than a carbohydrate. So what happens? They don't just have one carbohydrate. They're going to go, oh, I want to chew a bit more. And then go on the scales and go, oh my god, I've gone back up my weight. And it's water. Paleo. Paleo's, I don't have anything against a massive amount against paleo, really. Again, though, it's the same principle. I have one of my best friends actually has been doing it for 12 months. Again, not consistently. He's also running about 10 miles a day or something insane. So is it to do with the paleo, to do with the running? More to do with that than is saying he's paleo, because he still, again, eats carbs, because I've seen his Instagram. So again, initially when he started though, he was like, oh my god, look at me. I'm like, that's good, well, we can go. Right? Again, and consistently though, is it the same thing? Like I said, low carbs, the next one, same thing, acting same one, it's lower carbs, so lowering rather than removing entirely, like in the first option. If you choose to lower your carbs, will you see a drop off? Yes. That doesn't mean you're using body fat, it means you're losing water. But the magic diet approach, give someone an initial push, right? So imagine if you've ever done one of these the first week and gone, oh my god, no, keep going, and then it drops off, doesn't it? Because your water weight levels. If you I say like everyone understands that. If you're a long-term client with us, you'll understand that. Your water will balance out and remain the same. So what if you've ever worked with somebody or has anybody in your life who's done it? They're also saying it's worked at first and then it just seemed to plateau. The magical plateau. I mean, that could be alive on itself. The plateau. The mythical unicorn, this is plateau. However, really, it's not a magic approach. It's just the fact the water drops out, so it gives some initial kick to keep going, and then they can't understand why it doesn't keep going. That's because actually the water levels evened out, and they're not losing actual body fat. And now I come to the most fun part of this, and I touched on earlier, the female cycle. It's trickier this time of the year, in this year, to explain that to an online client, because usually we have the means, we have the technology on site to be able to explain this with a number and some flashy stuff on a bit of paper to explain this. I do still explain this to every online client though, how to understand and track their own water weight around their menstrual cycle, using the full term. Because it's really important. Because if I start with the client at the beginning of the month and she is on her period, it's going to look like she's in a little, like I've just said, she's going to have an initial drop off straight off the planet. Even when I start asking her to do stuff to look after herself, it's going to look like a big drop, and it's just because her water's evened. So I have done a live, I'm just going to repeat this for those who didn't catch it or joining me now. Your water weight will start to rise, depends on a woman, after ovulation, somewhere between 10 days countdown towards you when you're due to actually bleed. Your water will start to rise. It won't continue to go forever, don't get me wrong. It'll get to a certain point, and the average of that, it depends on the woman, can be I've seen, the most I've seen is 3 kilos, unfortunately. But 1 to 2 kilos I've seen on average, so anywhere between that, 2, 3, 4 pounds, right? Imagine that if you work really hard and then you go on the scale and go, oh my god. I've done it myself. I'm doing that because I do it myself and go, oh no, wait, right? Which is important when I said on this live before, and when I'm talking about water and understanding the secrets of your own water is, we'll get to recap in a minute, use a tracker to track your period. And even, I'm going to say this, even if you go, I don't have my periods anymore, I'm menopausal or perimenopausal, still track some differences, because I'll have a female client who still has some changes in water rate even though she's still not having a period, because there's some hormones that disappear, they're just changing levels within your body, and that still can have a knock-on effect on water levels. It's still, I can see it with a client who's in the 50s and go, okay, look, oh, there's a change, how do you feel? Oh, I'm a bit moody. Still not going to have a period, but still the trend of water's there. So it's good to know that and track it on a period tracker, whatever age you are or whatever stage you are, because you can still see some differences, minor, right? I think, yeah, like if you do it, it just stays the same, right? But as a female, it's always good to track and trend it, because your water is going to stay at that level all the way through your period until two days after you finish. 2 days after you finish your period, that is where your lowest water is going to be for the month. Hurrah! Do your weight then. Until that time, please don't. It's just not worth the emotional fallout. If you want to know the secrets of your own water, learn your own water trends. Like, there's no better person to learn about than you, because yours will be individual. Won't be saying your sisters or your mums or your mate or whoever you meet in the studio, whoever's on a Zoom call. At the end of the day, it's yours. So the main secret to learn is your own water, right? So to recap, right, if I was going to say anything about what the secrets of water is and how to understand your own, is firstly, okay, understand it is fundamental to everything. Like, oh, by the way, I've actually moved on with that one point, FYI. I might do it as a separate one. Is it magical in weight loss? Does it cause weight loss? Arguably, yes. There's a study that was done in the US, don't ask me the year because I've not read it for a while, where they asked 2 groups of people to have the same meals, same amount of exercise. I mean, there's going to be variances, right, and consistency. And with one group, they would have a pint of water per meal, and 3 times a day. So 3 meals, pint of water each meal, before each meal. Slowly, not necking it and going, oh, you chug. And I think the average loss was 3 to 4% body fat over a month period, as opposed to the 1 to 2% body fat loss for the second group who didn't drink water. Now, there was no definitive answer as to what the secret was. Theoretically, though, what they from the data, what they believed to be the case was that actually the first group who lost more were significantly more full from the water, potentially, and also consuming less calories. Or they were either absorbing less calories or consuming less because they were drinking the water, either, right? A lot of our clients long term will, when we ask them to drink water more consistently through the day, will say that actually I was not as hungry because I drank water. Now, we're not asking people to replace meals with water, we're asking you to have meals and also have water. So is there a place to say that water helps? Yes. However, and I put this as a caveat, because I was laughing about it the other day with a client. Yes, by all means, and I mean, because Pally, you're here, so I'm going to say it, or to anybody, right? It's all and good having your correct amount of water per day for your kilos, right? So you're 30 to 40 per kilos. However, that's not the magic reason behind losing weight. The main thing is you tidy up your nutrition and you look after it. It doesn't matter if you're drinking water if you're still eating donuts, fundamentally. And the client was laughing like hysterically. I was like, well, let's be honest, it's true. I mean, if you're drinking 3 litres of water a day, fantastic. You do also still need to clean up your nutrition. That isn't that the reason behind the fact you've not lost weight is because you haven't had an extra pint of water. It's because you've been eating crisps and snacks. Let's get real. Like, she was laughing like, but I have not drunk water. I'm like, it's not the water that's the issue. So it plays a part. it isn't a catalyst, okay? So I'd say that it plays a part, it's not a catalyst. I'm just trying to get off. I need to balance my water. I've got clammy hands. So with caffeine intake, do we need to increase water intake? Yes, and again, it depends who you look at, which way you look at it. Per mug of coffee, you are meant to increase by 1 cup of water, I think. Remember though that even if you do the guideline, even you say like you calculate your own water intake, Anthony, so you do kilos per 30, 40, you, again, like I talked about, when you reduce your water in your carbohydrates, you have still got to add to that the carbohydrates that you're having in your actual food. So it's not an exact science. It's like, oh my god, I must exactly drink, like, and if I have a coffee, I must exactly drink some more. I mean, generally speaking, if you think about, especially if your clients with us, if you cast your mind back to how much water you used to drink, it's probably about this much, right? Like, at all through the whole day. So any increase is okay. Like, you don't have to look into an exact science. It goes back to my last point, Anthony. It being the exact science, if you have more water because you've had caffeine, is potato. If you're still over consuming energy, cake, essentially. Bally's saying I haven't tracked it, maybe I shouldn't check. It's interesting, but I mean, the only time it got really interesting is that client who was insistent that they were having 3 litres, like insistent, and so I was like, can you just for a day track it for me? He's like, turns out it's 7. I'm like, wow. I'm so impressed right now. I don't even know how I was managed to do it for so long. 7. Yeah, Bally's saying biscuits. Yeah, so it is what it is, Bally, yeah. I mean, ultimately, is drinking less water the reason why someone isn't losing weight, or the fact of eating biscuits? I think we know the answer. It's just, again, there's so much the water does for your body. That's without going into like skin and hair and all the rest of it that people say, oh, my skin is so much better. Yes, it is. It does so much for us. However, it gets. This is the kind of things I've covered. Some of these things, like the key ones, right? The key ones for a female client. Secrets. Again, don't go telling anyone. This is just between us and whoever else watches in the universe. Consistency with your water, as in if you're going to get a bottle, consistency with how much you're drinking per day. Why? If you're a female client and your cycle changes, as it does, and your water weight changes, if you're not consistent with your water, you're going to contribute to seeing more changes on the scales due on your hormonal changes. So if a client is just literally loses their mind, and I say to them, right, where are you in your cycle, and they don't know because they haven't tracked it on a app, and then also not consistent with their water, it's all going to contribute to a lack of information, and the client not being able to give themselves some reassurance. Like, if someone knows it well enough, they'll go to Helen, oh my god, Helen, I got on the scales and then I remembered. I was like, yay! So then I didn't eat everything in the house because I realised that all I need to do is wait and then check it. I'm not going to check it again until after my period, till 2 days after I finish my period, Helen, and I'm going to be okay. I was like, yeah. Because they've taken on board what they need to know for their own water. So the secret behind it, really, if I want to say anything as a conclusion, is to know your own average. Know your own average, know what's right for you, know how that impacts when you get on the scale at different times of the month. And also, just for the few people I come across to do this, as a sidebar, when it comes to water, think about what I've talked about in carbohydrates. So if as soon as you start eating, there's water in food. There's weight in food as well, right? As long as you're not eating a dumbbell, like the studio, for example, if they're watching still. So when I have a client who say, I weighed myself 3 times today and it was a different weight every time, I'm like, ooh, okay, let's talk about that. Because for that reason, consistency with how you weigh yourself and the time you weigh yourself a day is going to change your water. It's going to change your way through the day. I don't mind if someone weighs himself at night every time. I actually don't. I mean, I would like to encourage them to do it in the morning when they're lightest. That's just to make it a little bit easier for me. Say, oh, look, you've gone down, right? However, in all fairness, if someone's at the studio with us, we'll say, book in time to see your coach at the same time so that when we go through your stats, it's the same water level and we've got some consistency. Because if they keep switching back from morning to night, we see no consistency in water levels for this reason, because you've ate carbohydrates. So again, consistency. When we talk about nutrition at UFIT, we don't generally go for any of the ones I've listed off that impact water. Why? For lots of reasons, because we want to keep you sane and eat carbs. I mean, again, who loves carbs? Me. So that impacts our water levels. So we go through the nutrition with you, give you an idea, or actually tell you what the best outcome is to stay sane, lose weight, be full, right? But also that levels out your water levels for you as a person as well. So all of the work we do with you guys one-on-one is based on getting statistics that are on average consistent. Why? So then we know that when we're asking you to do things we do to help you lose body fat, right, and not weight, and we use that language, fat, not weight, we know that it is fat you're losing and not water, because you're consistent with how we apply the nutrition and how we apply through your cycle and how we apply your water levels, so we know where you're at. Ta-da! The secrets of water. Again, don't tell anyone. Then spread it around. It's interesting stuff though, right? Because actually, it contributes in small ways. Like I said though, it's not the be or end all. It's not the catalyst to someone going on a journey. Like for someone like Bally or Kate or Pooja, right? Daksha, Mel, Avni, Jill, right? All of y'all, whether or not you drank a cup of water a day wasn't the overwhelming decision or deciding factor between losing weight. It was consistency around all the other stuff. Drinking water helps support you though. And actually, let's be honest, it does help you digestively, right? So all the things that water does actually is fundamentally great for feeling healthy, etc. In terms of actually losing body fat, right? Language, again, right? It's about helping consistency and all the rest of it more than anything else. So that's why it's important, right? Well, I think I've recapped anyway. I'm not really, to be honest. I am now thirsty. I just need to actually. It's that caffeine I had. This is why I'm thirsty, because I had that new coffee. I'm seriously declining the opportunity to have one tomorrow morning now. I was quite excited first thing. Like when I had the coffee in the morning, I was like, I can't wait to have another one tomorrow. I might not, because I might be still awake tomorrow morning. Seriously dehydrated, going, oh my god. Lesson learned in my own water hydration, isn't it really? So back tomorrow, as is. Yeah, let's hope. I think it's the same. So if anyone wants any water, please go forth and get some. There's plenty outside. Until then, have a great day and enjoy your evening, and catch you tomorrow. Bye bye.